Hello Year 5, welcome to your first literacy lesson of this half term. We're going to begin our next topic of writing in the way that we always do, with a cold write. Our focus genre this half term is Tale of Fear. Can you think of any tales of fear that you might have read? Have a look at the examples here. Do you know any of these stories? Here is an example of a tale of fear. You are going to read this out loud to yourself. While you are reading, I want you to think, how did the character feel at the start of the story, and how and why have their feelings changed at the end? The second half of the story is on the next slide. So when you're ready, pause the video and read out loud, and then play again to read the next section. So how do you think the characters' feelings change throughout this story? Pause the video while you read the next section. Your next task is to write down keywords or phrases that you think helps to make this a good tale of fear. Think about what style of writing builds suspense or builds tension. What sort of vocabulary has been effective for this tale of fear? You might want to look at the fronted adverbials. Perhaps some of them you think suit well in a tale of fear. Have a look at the punctuation. What's going on there? So you should be in your books writing down words or phrases that you think make this a good tale of fear. Pause the video while you do the first half. Which language techniques do you recognise in the second half? Lots of them we will have used in a toolkit before. Pause the video while you find key phrases or language that makes this a good tale of fear. This is the toolkit that we will be using to write our tales of fear. Many of them you have seen in previous fiction texts. If you are not sure what any of these techniques are, look them up now. You are going to very quickly plan your cold writing task before you actually write it. If you have printed out the planning sheet, then that's great, you can use that, or if not, you can just jot down notes using the screen to help you. When planning your tale of fear, you need to think, who is your main character and what is it that they are afraid of? Where do they go and where are they going to come across their fear? What do they do? What happens when they come face to face with their fear? And then how do they overcome that? How does the story end? How do they get over their fear? You don't need too long on this. Just jot down a few ideas and think as well about the different type of language. Think back to the toolkit. What would you like to use to make your tale of fear effective? Pause the video. Your main task today is to write your cold write. If you are on one idea or a few ideas, I want you to write a story using as many techniques from the suspense toolkit as you possibly can. If you are working at the relate level, I want you to write a story using the whole suspense toolkit and also other Year 5 writing features such as subordinate and relative clauses and a range of punctuation. For extend, you're doing exactly the same as relate, but to challenge yourself at the end of your story, I want you to write a paragraph explaining how your story is aimed at its audience and how it is effective for its reader. Enjoy writing, and I look forward to seeing you next lesson.